Hello, it is Topical Tuesday, August 10th, 2022. Steve Sipress here. And as everyone knows, we've been in a recession all year. The economy has been contracting so far. We are now in the third quarter. First quarter, recession. Second quarter, also contracting, receding, recession, whatever you want to call it. Now the third quarter, almost undoubtedly also another down quarter. And in fact, it's likely to last, I don't know, your guess is probably as good as anybody, at least a year or two. But it's definitely, one thing is for sure, no matter how long it'll last, it's definitely going to get a lot worse than it is now. And it's, if it isn't already at the point where the con artists are unable to convince people we're not really in a recession, that's all going out the window soon, thanks to our beloved, corrupt, self-serving, greasing the palms of their donors and not caring a crap about the voters, Congress. They've just passed a brilliantly named what they call it, the Recession Reduction Act, I think they called it. Can't even think of the name, it's so unrealistic and stupid, but it's brilliant to misname something that well. The Recession Reduction Act. I mean, only a total idiot doesn't know two things that definitely don't help, that you definitely don't do, practically ever, but especially during a recession and especially during inflation, and our brilliantly corrupt government has managed to cause both at the same time. You do not raise taxes, which of course that bill does massively, and they even doubled the size of the IRS to go collect at least the income tax part of it, but the sales taxes go up and every payroll tax goes up and everything's going up. And number two, you don't spend more money during inflationary times, during a recession, but especially during inflation. In fact, you especially don't spend money that you don't have. Now, I don't know what's on their minds other than how corrupt they are, but perhaps they're thinking, look, because I've been there, they're so broke. Our country is so incredibly, irretrievably, unfixably broke that what's another $700 billion? Might as well print some more money and spend money you don't have, right? I've been there when a company is going bankrupt or, money is tight. Like a lot of times people like, I've been there, might as well charge up the credit card. I'm just going to declare bankruptcy anyway. Might as well, buy some stuff for this business. I know the business is going under. It's going to take everything anyway. Might as well spend it and make some payroll or pay some bills or do whatever I can do before all the money's gone. That's possibly what they're thinking. Other than just, I think that's thinking too much. I really think they're just thinking, how can we take advantage of this to line the pockets of our donors, of the special interest, and screw all the Americans in the process, which is what big government always does. And small business owners, we know we're always getting screwed by big companies, big business, and big government. So this is no different. But the big lesson, two big lessons. Number one, there are certain things that business owners must do, certain steps you must take during recessionary times, during inflation times, or now we have both. So during tough economic times is the best time of opportunity for sharp entrepreneurs. Now, for not sharp entrepreneurs, they're going to get crushed. They're going to get absolutely destroyed, which is why there's so much more opportunity for the sharp entrepreneurs to scoop up all those clients, customers, patients, members left by the businesses that screw up and don't know what they're doing. So I will be coming out of it. So busy launching all kinds of things and doing all kinds of big projects, but I will be coming out with my free report, How to Profit from Chaos, How to Make Money During a Recession. Until then, stick around here or get on my calendar at helpfromsteve.com, and I will help you take specific steps that you must take to not get run over by this horrible recession that is going to get a lot worse, especially thanks to this Reduction Act. And just thanks to the fact that the government clearly not only, I don't think they don't care. That's wrong, because clearly they do care. They're doing whatever they can, unless they're really inept. They're trying as hard as they can to screw up the economy and ruin it and make it tough. And they've even said such things like, oh, the pain is good, and the worse it gets, that's better for the change. And we're in transition, and you understand, like, oh my goodness. Could go on forever about all this, that disingenuous BS. Anyway, that's lesson number one, is you must make the right moves and take the right steps, what to do, much more importantly, what not to do during tough economic times. I'll be helping you out with that. And number two is a great lesson in how important a name is. I talk about it all the time. The headline, the name of something is of tremendous importance. When it's a headline on a magazine cover, most people read the headline. Maybe while they're in line at the grocery checkout, they see the headlines. They don't read the articles. Same in newspapers, same in online reports. A lot of times, same even on cable or TV news. They say, you know, here's the story, and then people don't really dig past the 30 seconds or 1 minute while they cover it and read all about it. Well, the same here. If they name the act, which they did, the what do they call it? The inflation or the recession? No, they won't call it recession because they're trying to convince people. And again, you have to be an idiot to believe it, that we're not in a recession. So I think they call it the Inflation Reduction Act, something like that. That's just brilliant because, of course, it doesn't. Not only does it not reduce it, makes it a heck of a lot worse. And yet, they can go around on the campaign trail for the next few months telling people, we passed the Inflation Reduction Act, while the other party all voted against it, they're bad. And people not paying attention and won't read the bill. In fact, of course, what am I saying? Okay, I don't even think a single member of Congress read the entire bill. They never do. They don't write them. They don't read them. The lobbyists and the assistants and the bureaucrats write them. And I don't think anyone in Congress, first of all, they almost never give them enough time to read it. They're like, here's the bill, we're voting tomorrow. I don't think they read it. Certainly average Americans didn't read it. I don't think I'll ever read a word of it. I've seen bullet points, knowing, it doesn't take many, to know that this isn't going to reduce inflation. You're raising taxes. You're spending money you don't have. Those two things alone, on top of what they're spending it on. They're spending it on the nonsense thought that somehow, number one, the climate of the earth is bad or getting worse, both untrue, or that there's anything we can do about it, or somehow it was caused by mankind. I mean, all such gobbledygook if you study it at all. But like I said, people don't. They just hear like, important people say the climate, which is always changing, is changing. And they say it's bad. And when they say it's going to get real bad if they don't steal a lot more of our money and give it to their friends. Like, we better give them money because, we don't want the planet to die, as if human beings could possibly kill the planet. The planet's been around long before human beings. It'll be around long after. It doesn't care about a few cars or planes or whatever, as all the hucksters know, because they're still driving their gas guzzlers and living in their mansions and flying their private jets around and living on the oceans, while at the same time they're trying to tell you they believe the oceans are going to rise and gobble up the earth, but that's where their homes are. Like, the whole thing is ridiculous. You have to be an idiot to believe it. However, you don't have to believe it, be an idiot to spend money on it, because they steal it from us. They're printing money we don't have. They're raising our taxes. They're taking our money to give it to their friends under the guise of whatever emergency they want to call it. So, of course, brilliantly named the Inflation Reduction Act, when, of course, every single thing about it does the exact opposite. This is guaranteed to raise inflation. Everyone knows that. Make it a lot worse. Make it last a lot longer. Again, that's good for entrepreneurs. First lesson. Second one is, think about what you're naming, your products, your services, your business overall. Whenever you name it, it's going to go a long way. A 1 hour plumber. If we're not there in an hour, or the trip charge is free or whatever, 1 hour plumber, what a great name. 1 hour plumber. Just sounds like they'll be here quick. They'll be here on time. Maybe people think they'll get the whole job done in an hour, no matter what it is. Whatever it is, good name. Because one thing people like in a plumber is that they respond quickly. So if you name your company some kind of time and plumber, it's the 15-minute plumber. I've got a former client. She continues to write books. The 30-minute solution to this, the 15-minute marketing solution. What I like, brilliant. As if in 15 minutes or half an hour you could possibly revolutionize the marketing of your business. But that's the title. And people won't read the book, but they'll know she's the author of it, and they'll say, wow, she's a genius. If in 30 seconds you can turn around all your marketing. So name, extremely important. Remember that. And if you ever doubt it, just remember, as time goes on, it'll become more and more and more and more obvious that the Inflation Reduction Act severely caused more inflation. Brilliant naming. Hopefully you learn from that and apply that lesson. That'll do it for Topical Tuesday, August 10th, 2022. I will catch you back here again tomorrow on World Wide Web Wednesday. We'll be talking about the internet and making money for your business. Catch you then. Over and out. Bye-bye.